Hello, I'm Tim with Wildflower Studio. Today we're going to show you how to make a 3D jig, somewhat like this one that we use in our shop. This we build from 4x4s, and you need a table saw and a Craig jig to build this. So I'm going to show you how to make a simplified version that you can build at home with just a saw and a hammer and nails. And it's going to look like this. And we make this out of we need about 4-foot piece of pine 1x4, which looks like this. And we're going to cut that into 6 pieces. 3 of the pieces are going to be 6 inches long, and 3 of the pieces are 6 3/4 inch long. And on 2 of those pieces, we need to cut a 45 off the edges on pieces number 3 and 4. So we're going to build this in the way it's numbered. So 1 and 2, we're going to assemble at a 90 degree, standing up. And you want to be thoughtful that we're assembling it this way. So we have 6 inches here and 6 inches here. So the longer board is like that. We don't want to go like that. We want to go like that. So we start, we've got 1.5 inch nails, and we're going to start 2 of those nails in board number 1. And they're going to come in half the width of the board, which is about 3/8 of an inch. You want to be thoughtful, cautious. If there's a knot, you want to avoid it so it doesn't split. So we're going to start those nails. And then we're going to put these 2 boards together, number 1 and 2. And what we want to do is we want this edge right here to be perfectly flush as best we can. And then either the top or the bottom also. That's what we're looking for. We're just going to tap those guys home. So step 1, we've got that. And it should be pretty square. Step 2, we're going to attach our pieces number 3 and 4 to the top with that 45 right there in the corner. So that way everything can get nailed together nicely. So yet again, we're going to put 2 nails in the edge of the board where we want to nail it to our bottom piece. So that's spaced up a little back, so I'm gonna bring him a little more to the front. Same on this piece. Okay, now we can assemble pieces 3 and 4 to pieces 1 and 2. And we want the face of the board to be flush with the edge of the board. That's the important thing. And then our joint has to be here. We can't go too far that way. So we want to get that 45 degree lined up right in that corner. I'm going to double check that my face and my board are pretty flush before I drive my second nail. Okay, and then we're gonna put the second board there. Also, again, we want the face of that to be flush and that corner looking nice. Again, before I drive my second nail, I kind of get that lined up as best as I possibly can. Okay, so we've got our bottom part assembled. Now we're going to assemble our top part, pieces 5 and pieces 6. And they're going to go in a 90 like that. So we're going to start with 2 nails on the edge of one of those pieces. And again, we want everything nice and flush and even. Okay, now that we've assembled pieces 5 and 6 in a 90-degree, we're going to assemble our top to our bottom. And this is a situation where if you have a second set of hands or some clamps, that's going to make your life a little easier, but you can do this. So that's what it needs to look like, but we need to assemble it upside down. So before we attach our top and our bottom, we're going to put 2 nails or 4 nails in pieces 3 and 4 that we can nail down into the top. Okay, so here we are. And the important thing that we want is the inside of this line and that edge to be lined up. And what we kind of have to do is get the corner of this board and this corner all nice and lined up. So we're going to do the best we can on there, eyeball everything. If you have a partner, someone to help hold, or some clamps, that's going to make life a little easier for you. But you can do this either way. So I'm going to start a nail in 3. I'm going to look at it, make sure that we're close. See, we're off a little bit there, so I'm just going to bring that guy in. I'm going to check for squareness again. There. And there. Then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to start a nail in 4. And again, I just want to eyeball that, make sure it looks pretty good. And that's going to work for us, so we can finish off our nails. And there you have it, a 3D spinner jig that you can assemble your spinners on. And you can, the nice thing about this design is we've made it so you can get all 3 of those outside corners nice and flat in a way that's easy to reach to assemble. Thank you again for joining us at Wildflower Studio. Please like and subscribe. Click the links below. If you want to buy the wood pre-cut, we'll sell you a kit, and you can click the link below for that. And again, thank you again for spending your time with Wildflower Studio. My name's Tim, and happy glassing.